This is why unselfish guards struggle more than others. Most point guards are told their entire life to be unselfish, pass first, and get your teammates involved. But here's the truth that almost nobody tells young elite point guards. Being too unselfish is actually one of the biggest reasons why guards struggle. And in this video, I'm going to show you why unselfish guards struggle more than others and what the best guards actually do instead. Now, before we jump in, just a quick heads up, you'll see the script for this video on the screen as we go along, and I'll be walking through it with you. I'll mostly be reading from it, but I'll also pause at times to expand on certain subjects and share examples and give you a few stories that help make the concepts clear. So who am I? For those of you who don't know, my name is Trey Mourning. I'm a former professional basketball player, both here in the United States and overseas. And today I work with elite youth basketball players all across the United States and their families. And what I do is I help them bridge the gap between having the skills that you develop in training, in practices, and elite training sessions with performance coaches, and actually performing at a high level in games, because there's often a disconnect amongst the best players at the highest levels. And recently, I had a conversation with a dad in our program that sparked this video being created. And this was the exact topic. His son is a great kid. He works hard. He's highly skilled, but he was struggling. And the reason, he was trying to be too unselfish. Who this video is for, before we go any farther, I want to be really clear about this. Most of the families we work with have already invested a lot financially into their players' development. They spend thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars within a calendar year on travel basketball, trainers, camps, tournaments, equipment, nutritionists, and really everything else that comes with serious youth sports. And this also includes their own time and effort on and off the court. These are parents who care deeply about their child's development and are willing and able to invest in getting the right help. So if that is you, you're exactly who I'm speaking to in this video. Now, to be clear, you can absolutely still get value from what I'm about to share, even if that's not your situation right now. But families who typically work with me and us at Coach Kama, they are those who already understand that elite development requires substantial investment, especially at a professional level. So the problem with pass first guards, a lot of young guards are taught that the best way to play point guard is to be pass first. But the reality is the best guards in today's basketball are actually score first threats. And this is not because they're selfish, but it's because their scoring creates opportunities for everyone else. Great guards don't create offense by passing first. They create offense by being a scoring threat first. And please remember this. And I'm saying remember this throughout the video because there's very important points that you need to take away. The defense doesn't believe you can score. They have no reason to react to you. If the defense doesn't react to you, you can't create anything else for anybody on the court, for any of your teammates. So aggression creates opportunities. And when you think about the pick and roll, let's specifically talk from a drop coverage right now. When a guard comes off of the screen looking to score, three things happen. So first, the defense is going to collapse because that's a principle. Defenses have to collapse when it's time to help. The big man, if they're in a drop coverage, has to step up or at least start to stab at the ball handler to try to get him to make another play. And the weak side rotates and helps in to back up the big man when he is stepping up. Now, suddenly, the roll man is going to be open. If that's not open, the corner guy is going to be open, or the corner player or girl is going to be open if the roll man is not open. And then the weak side wing is open for a slot cut. These are different options. There's obviously some other options that you're going to see there, but predominantly those are the three main options in that order that you're going to be reading in a drop coverage on a pick and roll. But if you come off the screen as a guard just looking to pass, the defense never reacts. And again, remember this, aggressive guards create passing lanes. Passive guards wait for them to develop. And in high-level basketball, those lanes almost never appear on their own. Now, I want to share some case studies and some examples of players within our program. This is something that we see all the time with the players in our program. Don't just work with varsity guards. We do work with high level basketball players across the board. These just happen to be some of the guards that we do work with. So I'll take Trey as an example. He's a point guard. We started working together. He was having issues with his mindset, showing up consistently. He was beating himself up, but he had his first 40-point game when we started working together. And what happened when he started being more aggressive, not only did he score more, his teammates started getting better looks too, because the defense had to respect him. And here's Trey posting about his first 40-point game in the community. I've shared about Trey before, and actually have a full testimonial from his family on my YouTube page that you can watch after this video. And in addition to Trey, we're going to talk about Scotty. Scotty's actually the player that this video really came about because of. I was talking to his dad, Danny, and this is really something that they had been working through, and Scotty's really done a complete 180, and he's absolutely killing it. Scotty just dropped 34 points in a tournament, and he used to be a super unselfish player. He was very pass first and always looking to defer on a consistent basis. I wouldn't say always, but on a consistent basis, he was looking to defer. But once he started playing aggressively, every single thing changed. And now his team is winning more games and he's becoming a star player on his team. Here's actually a video on Instagram I shared just about 4 days ago when I was having a conversation with Danny, who is Scotty's dad. We hopped on a call. This wasn't even to record a testimonial, but we were just chit-chatting about some things. And he went ahead and shared this. Scotty had a tournament. I want to say this was last weekend. It was a showcase. It was a statewide showcase in his state for elite middle school talent. And they played 3 games, I want to say. He had 24 in the first, 26 in the second, and 34 in the final. And I want to say one of these games was like a 10-point comeback victory. And Scotty's been absolutely crushing within the varsity performance system, which is our program. And then last but not least, actually I have one more to share as a special one after this. This is Cohen, right? And Cohen was averaging about 5 to 6 points per game before coming into the program. And then something clicked. He started playing more aggressively. And then in one weekend, it was a weekend tournament, but he came in the program on a Monday. We had a call on a Tuesday as a community. And then over the weekend, I got a message from his mom to share in just a bit. Cohen played 2 games. In the first game, he had 23 points. And then in the second game, he had 31. He actually had 24 in the first half and finished the game with 31. So that's 54 points in 2 games. Same player, same skills, different mindset. So this is Lindsay, and Lindsay sent this win about 40 weeks ago. And this is Cohen. Just some of the things he's been able to accomplish during our time together were absolutely amazing. And Lindsay shares here that he actually scored more points than he did in his whole junior high season. He scored more points today in his entire junior high season. So it's really amazing what happens when a player starts to get the confidence and hears from the right voice and is taught the right way as to how to go out there and execute. And last but not least, this is another player I wanted to share from actually inside the community. This is Gina. And Gina is a mom within our program. And her daughter, Sarah, was here in Miami. I'm based in Miami. They're based but they had a tournament here. And I was fortunate enough to be able to go to one of the games, and I got to meet Sarah in person, which I'll share about in a bit. She played 6 games, I want to say 4 nights in this tournament. She had 3 triple doubles, 2 double doubles. In her last game, she had 13, 13, and 16. And it's because she's being aggressive. She's attacking downhill and then spreading the ball once she collapses the defense. So she's making people think. It was the highlight of the game itself. Her performance wasn't the highlight. It was really awesome to finally get to meet her in person. We have so many players from around the country, around the world, yes, but around the country specifically right now, who I get the pleasure to work with. Always nice to be able to connect with them in person. All righty. Again, remember this. The difference wasn't skill in any of these cases. The difference was a permission to finally be aggressive. And a lot of players need permission from the right voice, from somebody who's been there, not somebody who is one of their trainers or coaches around them, a third party like myself, to be able to come in and speak life into them in a way that they hadn't necessarily heard it before. Okay. It's really about echoing what it is you all know as parents, or maybe in some cases it's not what you know as parents because your understanding is limited. Maybe your career didn't extend as long as your players or as long as myself. You need help. I've even worked with the children of professional athletes who aren't able to get across to their player. It's a God-given gift to be able to help players feel seen and heard. I'm fortunate enough to be able to use that on a daily basis. So aggression is leadership. Too many guards think being aggressive is selfish, and it's not. Being aggressive is leadership, because when you're aggressive, the defense has to react, the game opens up, and your teammates benefit. Great guards don't avoid pressure. They actually create pressure for themselves to be able to relieve it for other people. So remember this. The best point guards in the world aren't passive. They're problems for the defense. They're not passive. They're a problem for the defense. So if you're a guard listening to this, more specifically, if you're the parent of an elite guard and your son or daughter has the skills but struggles in games, ask yourself this question. Are they actually being aggressive enough? Because most of the time, the issue isn't skill, it's hesitation, it's overthinking, and it's trying to be too unselfish. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you could stay updated whenever I release a new video and a teaching helping players perform at higher levels. And if you're the parent of a serious basketball player who plays at an elite level here in the United States, and as I mentioned before, you're really interested and have made an investment before in your player's career, I'm talking about a substantial investment in your player's career because you want them to play at the next level. The link is below this video to go ahead and book a call with myself personally. And we'll take a look at where your player is right now and see if we're the right resource and see if I can actually help, which I'm confident I can. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.